Hello, Joshers, and welcome to another episode of JEEZEEbox. We're going to be reviewing classic Christmas films throughout the month of December. Today's film is actually a trilogy, The Santa Claus. First movie in the Santa Claus trilogy starts out with Tim Allen, aka Scott Calvin, working as a successful toy salesman. Think like Santa meets Mad Men. From the outset, we find out Tim Allen's an estranged father, wants to hold on to part of his son's life, his belief in Santa Claus. This is reconciled pretty quick in the story when, in a dark twist, Tim accidentally kills the OG Santa Claus. It's then that we start to learn the rules of the Santa Claus, where the death of a Santa causes the killer to become the new Santa. I don't remember if this is touched on in the movie, but it's kind of dark. Like, what if you murdered Santa? Then you could become Santa? I don't think Santa's murderer should be... Doesn't matter. That's nuts. So there's lots of doubts from Tim Allen's ex-wife in the movie, as well as her new psychologist boyfriend, as well as some cop involvement that gets a little tricky at one point. But overall, the movie is just about Tim Allen learning the basics to being Santa, and it's a heartwarming movie. Interesting fact about it, his boss that works at the toy factory that he works at from the onset of the movie prior to becoming Santa Claus it's Peter Boyle. He's young Frankenstein, the monster. In Young Frankenstein, he's the dad and Everybody Loves Raymond. He's also in the second Santa Claus movie is Father Time. Still a fun fact for you. Even though the first movie is pretty much perfect, though, the second movie is probably my favorite. The second movie, The Santa Claus 2, takes place 8 years later and shows a fully realized Scott Calvin as Santa Claus. Dude's on top of his game. He's efficient, he's fun, there's just one problem. A new Claus, not as in like another Santa Claus, but Claus with an E again, because he's very clever, is the Mrs. Claus. Basically a rule that if Santa doesn't find a wife, he will no longer be Santa. So like throughout this movie, his like magic is running out. He's starting to become less Santa-like, and he's going on like dates. He has a truly amazing scene in this movie where he goes on a date with Molly Shannon, who plays an absolutely Christmas crazed woman, like starts singing at the dinner table in the middle of this restaurant. Meanwhile, though, as on top of that, at the beginning of the movie, he finds out that his son Charlie is actually on the naughty list now. Charlie's become a little bit of a troublemaker. You quickly discover that that's kind of because his dad's pretty much just ditched him for like the last 8 years, making very few appearances. So, as opposed to the estranged father in the first one when he was a little kid, now he's an estranged father again. He's a good Santa, but he's being a bad dad. So the elves hatch up a plan to make a toy Santa that can fill in his place, check the naughty nice list, and fulfill his purpose up at the North Pole while he goes in search of Mrs. Claus and hopefully can rectify his son's niceness. The toy Santa, though, Tim Allen's performance as toy Santa is absolutely the business. And he believes in like a totalitarian utopia Santa's workshop. So like he builds like toy soldiers to like enforce his rule. It's basically like, I don't want to say it, but it's like if Hitler, it would never happen, but it's like if Hitler ran Santa's workshop, like, but it's done in a cartoonish manner that's like really fun. Like the Coco part, so funny, kills me every time. So Santa reconnects with the son, makes peace with the son's main antagonist back home, which is the school principal. Fun fact, her name is actually Carol, and she get a Christmas Carol. So she falls in love with him. It ends with them together. Everybody's happy. That leads us to the third movie, which is my least favorite. I like the Jack Frost element. I like the time travel element. I don't think anyone did a bad job. It's just really stressful. Isabella comes over and she goes, "What's wrong?" I go, "He's in the snow globe room." But like, it's stressful because I've seen this movie a bunch of times, And I know that he's going to replace Santa as well for a while, and he's unlike the cartoonish toy Santa. He's not as easily dispatched because he's already got like magic ice powers and stuff. He's very mischievous though. He's kind of like Santa Claus. Like if Santa Claus was Thor, Jack Frost would be Loki. But so if I was reviewing the three Santa Claus movies, I would say the first one, by far the most heartwarming. It's a lot more serious, a lot more classic Christmas. The second one, it has a little bit more fun with it. It kind of leans into a lot more of the humor, but then it also deals a lot with some of the family issues, uh, which is fun because it's kind of, even though the issues are kind of similar, that's how it kind of works. Like you have to continue to make growth. You can't just, once you reach that point, stop and then just stay there. That's stagnancy. That's nothing. Um, and then in the third one, he gets tricked because of a stressful situation. I mean, the in-laws are visiting. Jack Frost is just causing mischief all across the North Pole. Um, but it's a good trilogy. I'd say this trilogy is on the nice list for the holiday season. So tune in tomorrow for another episode of JEEZEEbox, where I will be reviewing another Christmas film. Tomorrow's is going to be Elf, starring Will Ferrell.
Thank you.